Oh my god, man, we really need to stop overhyping the yearly releases of Call of Duty because this is quite frankly getting out of hand. Now, I apologize for the double upload today, guys, but I felt like I needed to get this off my chest because this was another video idea that I had, and that pertains to the issue of people getting overly hyped over mediocre garbage year after year with Call of Duty. And the inspiration for today's commentary came from a few Charlie Intel tweets here that I found on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I refuse to call this shit X. I don't know about you guys, but I ain't calling Twitter X. This is Twitter. Anyways, so the first tweet in today's video that we're going to be going over is something that I'm sure most of you have heard about, like probably a few months ago. And this was the SBMM talk that we were supposed to have from Call of Duty and Sledgehammer Games and the Call of Duty team. But if you guys don't remember, allow me to refresh your memory here with this Charlie Intel tweet. So this was posted on November 30th, 2023, and Charlie Intel said, "Breaking. For the first time, the Call of Duty team has issued a statement about matchmaking. It says matchmaking combines latency, search time, and skill, along with a lot of other factors. It sure as hell doesn't take latency into effect because I have packet burst out the fucking asshole every single time I turn on this absolute atrocity of a game. But anyways, and we'll be more transparent about how it works in the coming weeks." And to my surprise, our boy Shilly Intel here is actually kind of saying what everybody's thinking. And he said, "It's now been over a month and a half since Activision's first statement on skill-based matchmaking. The statement said more in the coming weeks, but so far nothing. Hopefully we hear something soon." And Charlie, if you're watching this video, don't hold your fucking breath. You know those guys at Activision, they're your best friends. You should know that they're not going to speak about it, but I guess you got to kind of look a little neutral here for the community so you don't get people calling you a shill like they do every single time. Now you guys are probably asking yourself, how does this pertain to being hyped over Call of Duty? And allow me to explain. All of these people that argue for being hyped for Call of Duty or get excited for Call of Duty every single year, one of their main talking points is like, Activision's finally listening to us, or Microsoft's finally listening to us, or the devs are finally listening to us. The proof's in the pudding right in fucking front of you. If all the shit that's happened over the last, few months or few years in this franchise isn't enough, they just bold-faced lied to you here. They ain't talking about shit. Don't hold your breath to hear anything about skill-based matchmaking, because you're not. They refuse to talk about it because it's some nefarious patent that they have, and there's some fuckery going on in the background that they refuse to address. And they'll say stuff like this, "Well, we'll speak about it in the next coming weeks," to get people off their fucking back. What you guys need to realize is that they have your money, and I've said this before, they have your money, now they don't owe you anything. Now they don't have to say shit because you've already bought the game, and half the people that are fucking complaining about this shit will go and buy more bundles, thus funding the game more and more and more. And speaking of the price of the game, let's take a look at the Trello board. This is the known issues with Call of Duty. I'm going to put this on screen for you right now. And if you look at this tab right here, it says issues with Battle Royale. These are issues that they're well aware of and they're in the process of fixing, right? And let's just scroll all the way down here. There's an entire page of shit that's broken with this game. And this game isn't free. It's $70 fucking dollars. But the thing that I find the most hilarious about this whole situation is if you look over to the right, the tab over to the right. Now, I don't know if this is just a glitch on the website or something, but if you look at the issues resolved section, this is pretty ironic and pretty fitting for modern Call of Duty. There is absolutely fucking nothing in the issue resolved area. So they have tons of known problems, but they ain't doing shit to fix it because they're probably all on fucking Christmas vacation still. They have your $70. They don't give a shit. Said this numerous times, and we need to stop expecting them to do the right thing because they're here to absolutely destroy our wallets every single year. And quite frankly, the whole inspiration for today's commentary stemmed from a video I saw that was posted today by my boy Prime Pete. Now, I know a lot of you guys watch Prime Pete, and if you haven't seen Pete's latest video, I highly suggest going and checking it out. But he was talking about how Call of Duty 2025 is one of the biggest nostalgia baits in Call of Duty history, and I agree. And then he was talking about how Call of Duty went through a tactical arc with the Modern Warfare series. They went through a jetpack arc with, the whole advanced movement era. And then they went through a nostalgia arc, which is currently currently happening right now with Modern Warfare 3, and then we're seeing the same thing happen with the new Black Ops games, that being Black Ops 2024 and Black Ops 2025, which is supposedly a sequel to Black Ops 2. And the thing I find funny about this is that the sentiment around the community, it's like, I've talked about this before, it's like they have fucking amnesia. It's like they forget that every single game that's came out in the last, decade for Call of Duty? I shouldn't go that far. Let's say the last 5-6 years has been absolute dog shit. Like, not even worth playing. I had people talking to me today like, oh, you want to play some COD? No, I don't want to play some COD. I would rather fuck a cheese grater and then shove my dick in a vat of vinegar than play that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking cringe, Call of Duty, and I'm good at it. I just don't fucking enjoy it. It's a trash fucking game. And when I say a trash game, I want to make it perfectly clear and say that modern Call of Duty is trash. Not the old CODs like MW3 2011 and MW2 2009. All the actual good COD games, I'm not saying those are trash. I'm saying modern COD is trash. But anyways, let's get back to the subject at hand. One of the talking points, I guess you could say, that I hear from the COD fanboys, the bootlickers, whoever, is that Treyarch's gonna come in here and save it, and they make the best Call of Duty games. Treyarch has the greatest Call of Duty games. And they'll sit there and they'll be like, oh yeah, Cold War was great, yada yada yada. But they'll conveniently leave out that those same people that were praising Black Ops Cold War today were hating on it because the skill-based matchmaking was so thick in that game. And it's not even like you could sit here and argue that, oh, well, skill-based matchmaking isn't gonna be in the next Call of Duty, because if you believe that, you are seriously naive as fuck, bro. Like, you are the most naive person I have ever met in my life. They won't even talk about it. What makes you think they're gonna remove it from the game? It makes them money hand over fist every single year, and we don't have an alternative. But speaking of alternatives, and I shouldn't really say an alternative, but more so of like a relaxed thing for Call of Duty, we actually got some information here from Charlie Intel about a former Raven Software employee's LinkedIn. And they were talking about, believe it or not, the fact that they were working on in 2011 a Call of Duty Zombies standalone title until Treyarch said no, which is fine. Treyarch's the one that made, you know, the whole Zombies IP. And really, if Treyarch came in here and took it over and made their own live service game like we've been asking for forever, nobody would really complain, but that never really came to fruition, so that's great. And in 2019, Raven was working on reviving one of the classic IPs, which we don't know what that is. That could have been a remastered multiplayer game, etc. I don't know, until Activision canceled the project in favor of Warzone. And it always comes back to this one little thing here called Warzone. Multiplayer is shit every single year because all of their time goes into developing Warzone. And even if they sat there and said, well, you know what, we're gonna sit here and actually give multiplayer the respect it deserves. We have paying customers that come in here and pay $70 every year for the multiplayer. We should provide them with a fair experience, a good game, a polished game, something that's not full of bugs when it releases. But no, they're not gonna do that because guess what? They make more money off the fucking microtransactions in Warzone than they do off the $70 sales for the game in multiplayer. We just need to accept the fact here as a community that Call of Duty is never gonna be the way it was. The 6v6 multiplayer will never be the way it was back in the day. Combined with skill-based matchmaking, nefarious, you know, microtransactions, stupid patents, like arguably there's some skill-based damage bullshit going on in here. And I'm calling it now. Call of Duty 2024 and 2025, the Treyarch back-to-back releases, are gonna sell really well initially, and then the skill-based matchmaking will kill the multiplayer portion of the game. Nobody will play it anymore. The game will be dead in a couple months, and then they'll get overhyped and the cycle will repeat itself like it does every single year. In my opinion, the only hope in hell we have is that Treyarch and the Zombies team make an absolute banger of the Zombies mode, and we could spend most of our time playing Zombies. But even at that point, I don't think the game's worth $70 unless they make Zombies free to play. I think that would be a good idea. Let's make Zombies free to play. Let's see how many people play Zombies compared to Warzone. But anyways, that's pretty much concluding my rant today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video, share this video with your friends, make sure to comment down below for the algorithm, subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you never miss when I upload a video, and I'll catch everybody in the next one.